Okay, moving on. FIN-19-55 recorded vote. Councillor Chapman, you did that. Oh,
I do have an item, Mr. Mayor, that I just wanted to ask questions on of the finance staff. The item is FIN-19-55, but it's number 2, and it's A in particular. The following request for waiving of fees be denied as they do not meet council-approved criteria. And one of them is the DCDSB, which is the Durham Catholic District School Board's 50th Anniversary Picnic Committee. Just wanted to ask staff what part of their request, because if they made their request, obviously they were asking for a reason.
right.
And it's their 50th anniversary, which is pretty significant. It's not 51 or 49. But what is it in that request that does not meet the criteria?
I'm going to go to our Commissioner of Finance because there is a criteria that they check against. If it doesn't meet the criteria, then, of course, it's not approved. So I'll wait till the Commissioner has the opportunity to gather that information.
Thank you.
Oh, Madam Treasurer.
Through you, Mayor Carter, the criteria that the DCDSB anniversary picnic did not meet were that the organization must be an Oshawa-based registered not-for-profit. It also, the maximum value fees to be waived is $500. The request must address a community need. And finally, the organization must demonstrate financial need. Financial information was not provided with their application.
So there was 4 criteria that they didn't meet, and that's the reason why it was tonight.
Okay, so the first criteria was not-for-profit. Would we say that the school board is a for-profit industry then?
I think it falls under a category of exactly what the classification is, and I think that it's very specific in regards to how it's registered.
Yeah, I just, yeah, and would it not meet a community need? I'm just trying to see which one of the criteria, because if it's any one in particular, I'd like to understand. I see it as being
Right. So we've got 4 that were denied based upon all 4. So one was showing the financial need, which there's a certain criteria in regards to that. Number 2 was that it must be a non-for-profit organization. Sure. Number 3 is it must be an Oshawa-based organization. And number 4 was not the financial records, was it? And the financial, they actually have to show their financial records that they are in need of this money. All 4 of those criteria were not met. Okay.
Just through you, Mr. Mayor, just against the staff, where is the Durham District Catholic School Board head office located? Is it not in Oshawa and on Roslyn Road?
Yeah.
An Oshawa-based company.
So I don't know.
Yeah. Sorry.
So,
well, not really.
Just give our treasurer an opportunity to be able to clarify. So, this is DSDSB.
Yeah.
So, the staff had determined that this request did not come from Oshawa.
Just to clarify, it's not that it didn't come from Oshawa. It must be an Oshawa-based organization. This is the Durham Catholic District School Board. It is not specific to Oshawa.
Right. Okay, so that's where the clarification is.
Have we not provided funding to organizations that are outside of Oshawa? Would we not have provided funding recently to one?
Madam Treasurer.
Trent University, per se?
Trent University is located in Oshawa.
And so is the Durham Catholic School Board.
Yeah, I'm presuming that Trent University Oshawa is Trent University Oshawa.
But its head office is in Peterborough.
I don't know that.
Yeah.
Madam,
if I could just ask,
give me a sec. Let me get some clarification. Yeah. Madam Treasurer.
Through you, Mayor Carter. So Durham, I can't speak to the exact location of Trent, Durham, whether their head office is in Peterborough or not. I can't say. But the grants that were provided to Trent University were not under the waiving of fees or financial assistance programs. These have different criteria attached to them.
Okay, thank you.
So one of the other criteria is that they're asking for $535. through you, Mr. Mayor, would it not be, whether council wants to move this way or not, I'm just trying to ask through you to staff, if we reduce the sum to $500 and requested that we approve as opposed to disapprove, could we do that?
So it would have to be defeated in its entirely. I would
No, it's
believe that this section would have to be, and this one would have to be defeated.
It's a new sum.
So I'm getting two things at the same time, so I do
Sure.
apologize. So one is that you'd have to waive the policy to be able to make that opportunity happen.
To be clear, it's a waiving of fees they're asking for.
I understand that.
Okay. So I'll move the.
Hold on, folks.
I'll move a motion to waive the council policy on the financial fees and approve a $500 sum for the Durham Catholic District School Board 50th Anniversary Picnic. And if I could just speak to that.
Just hold on a sec. Okay, so one is, what we have to do first is, we have to defeat it, and then we can entertain an opportunity to bring something else forward.
Sure.
So that,
If that's procedurally correct,
how
let's
we
do
do
that.
it. So my suggestion is, if I were you, then
wanted-
I would ask
Division.
for division
Yep.
when it comes to the moment of voting. That's what I would ask for, okay? Is that correct, Madam Clerk? Okay. I got to double check everything because I'm getting a little tired here. Councilor McConkey.
And my question has to do with We Grow Food. They're in there twice, 500 for requests for waiving of fees, and in number 1, and in number 3, request for financial assistance be approved. We gave We Grow Food, I believe, $5,000 at the beginning of this year, and then we gave We Grow Food some facility use. I can't understand how there's another $1,000, especially when I see on social media they just launched a fundraising campaign where they've put down that they've got $5,000. There's a couple videos that they've put out. I just question how come they're in there twice, in addition to what's already gone out there.
So let's get some answers for you. Madam Treasurer, could you answer the question in regards to why they appear in the waiving of fees section and then the financial assistance section, please?
Just to address the $5,000, they received a partnership grant through the budget. In terms of they have an application for a waiving of fees to use 25 picnic tables for their annual Harvest Fest. And they also have a request for financial assistance for insurance for their gardens, which is approximately $900. So they are looking for some assistance to pay the premiums on that.
Thank you.
Did they indicate what the $5,000 was being spent on then under the partnership grant?
Madam Treasurer, go ahead.
I don't have the partnership grant report with me,
Right.
but I would presume that the $5,000 partnership grant would be for their gardens, to plant them, to augment them, perhaps to grow new gardens.
And that request came through the budget process that this council approved. Is
That's-
that not correct?
That's correct.
Okay,
I recall
all right.
that, and I
Okay.
remember it was for seeds and some shelves. $5,000 at the time, I thought it was excessive. I mean, I have a lot of friends and I garden, and honestly, I know it's good for the community and it's exciting and fun, but there's a certain point at which you go, wait a minute, and we just gave them as well. If you'll recall, Mayor Carter, in a closed session, access to facilities. At a certain point, I'm just questioning why it just keeps adding up, and they're doing fundraising.
Keep that in mind as we go through the budget process next round. And that's the best thing to do. Councillor Nicholson.
Staff could confirm this. I was asked the question about their insurance. I was told that the requirement for the insurance was a requirement that was added to their bill because the city now wanted them to insure their gardens. So they asked the
So
city for a
I'll-
grant to offset it.
I'll get some clarification, but my understanding is the insurance requirement came some time ago. I'm trying to think about the period of time, but ever since that we've been dealing with We Grow Food, I think there's been an insurance requirement by the city. I don't know if anybody can answer that question for me. We're trying to search for the answer.
Through you, Mayor Carter, the various licenses that the city has with Regrow Food require them to provide insurance, and that insurance requirement was vetted through the Durham Municipal Insurance Pool.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
I would like to ask for division on 1A, and ask a recorded vote on 1A so that, because you have a declaration.
Yes, sir. So we're going to have division on 1A. And we'll have division on 2A. Okay. All right. All right. So, recorded vote, Madam Clerk.
Councillor Chapman?
Yes.
Councillor Giberson?
Yes.
Councillor Gray?
Yes.
Councillor Hurst?
Yes.
Councillor Kerr?
Yes.
Councillor Marin Pietri?
Yes.
Councillor Marks?
Yes.
Councillor McConkey?
Yes.
Councillor Neal?
Yes.
Councillor Nicholson?
Yes.
Mayor Carter has a declaration.
Number 2A, division has been asked where this is to support denial on A.
Can I speak to it?
No, we've called the vote, sir.
Oh, no, I just asked for division on the vote, but I'd like to speak to the item.
Division is only in regards to voting, not for discussion at all, sir. Madam Clerk?
Councillor Marin Pietri?
No.
Councillor Marks?
No.
Councillor McConkey?
I have clarification, please, that we're removing 2A?
We're voting on 2A, either to support the denial or not to support the denial.
So a no means that you do not support the denial, no.
Councillor Neal?
No.
Councillor Nicholson?
No.
Councillor Chapman?
Yes.
Councillor Giberson?
Yes.
Councillor Gray?
Yes.
Councillor Hurst?
Yes.
Councillor Kerr?
Yes.
Mayor Carter?
Yes.
That's 6 affirmative.
Okay. So it carries as it was. And the rest of it as presented. All those in favor? Opposed? That's carried.
Mr. Mayor, I just would like to comment on the fact that we setting these criteria, we send staff and they analyze.
Yes, sir.
And if you had objections to some of the grants or the denials, it's because we've set in force some of those criteria. And if you don't meet the criteria, you don't get the money.
Point of order. I think that comment's fair considering it's applied evenly across the board. But in this case, I mean, you look at the criteria. Terry Fox Foundation, not established in Oshawa, but providing community service in Oshawa. The Durham Catholic District School Board has a head office in Oshawa. That's the reason why I brought it forward. 50th anniversary.
Right.
Thousands of children that have provided service. It's a picnic, and it's a not-for-profit group, so I do believe it met the criteria.
Okay.
I don't know how it got missed by staff. I know that the $535 may have been too much, but I think it could have been
Okay.
brought back at a $500
And
amount.
thank you
And that's
very
where I'm
much.
coming from, and it's
Okay.
a shame it did not.
Thank you, sir. Just to let you know, I think, Councilor Gray, you might be able to confirm this. I think the exercise of reviewing the criteria and some of the categories, I think, is underway at this particular time. Is it not, sir?
Yes, and we will set a new set of thing, and we'll find some exceptions on that too.
Yeah,
I've been
okay.
through many iterations on those.
Okay. All right. I just didn't want that left. Just give me a sec, folks.